Hello, my darlings. So, science time. We're learning about food chains today. Now, this is quite grown-up stuff. This is very much moving on into year one, getting ready to be year one kind of thing. But actually, we have talked about this sort of thing for a while because in all of our learning about the environment and taking care of the planet, we have learnt about how there is plastic in the oceans and the animals eat the plastic, and then it is part of the animal, becomes part of the creature in the sea. And then if that animal gets eaten, whether by another animal or by people, they are then taking in those tiny bits of plastic and it becomes part of the food chain. So we haven't necessarily specifically used the term food chain, but we have learned how what gets eaten then gets eaten by something else, and so it carries on really. So we're going to do a little bit more in-depth learning about that today, and I wanted to remind you about the story that we did the other week as well, where that showed you a little bit of a beginning bit of a food chain. There was the little fish got eaten by the bigger fish, that was then even eaten by an even bigger fish. Okay, and that's part of the food chain as well. So, food chains. With more of my absolutely brilliant drawings again. We've got some seaweed here, okay? And the seaweed is a kind of plant, okay? So the seaweed grows and it's then eaten by the fish, okay? So the fish gets energy from the plant. And then the fish is eaten by, in this case, a bigger fish, which is a shark, okay? So a shark is a kind of fish. A whale and a dolphin, they are not fish, but sharks are fish, okay? And the fish, then the shark eats the fish, and then the fish gives him energy or her energy, okay? So we all have to eat in order to have enough energy to carry on living our lives. We all eat food. We eat different kinds of foods. It may depend. Some people eat meat, some people eat fish, some people eat both, some people only eat vegetarian food. It varies. People's diets vary, but we all have to eat something in order to have enough energy, and that is the same for animals, okay? They all need to eat too so that they can go on living their lives. So we have food chains. Something grows, something eats it, something else eats that, and it passes the energy up the chain so that everything can keep moving along, keep living. We're going to learn that in a little bit more depth in the PowerPoint below. But I wanted to give you a little demonstration. Okay, so this is our imaginary seaweed, okay? It's growing in the ocean, happily growing in the ocean. Oh, and then along comes a little fish. Hello. Delicious seaweed. I'm going to have a little nibble. Okay, so the seaweed is now in the fish's tummy. So I'm going to pop it just there to remind us that it is in the fish's tummy. Okay, there we go. So seaweed in the fish's tummy. So the energy from the seaweed has now gone into the fish, and it is keeping the fish going. Okay, so the fish can continue swimming around, otherwise the fish would not have enough energy to keep swimming around in the ocean. Swim. Oh, oopsie daisy, along comes a dolphin. That fish sure looks tasty, thinks the dolphin, and the dolphin swims along, gobbled up the fish, okay? So the seaweed gave energy to the fish, and the fish gave energy to the dolphin. If we didn't have the seaweed to give energy to the fish in the first place, then we wouldn't have the fish to give energy to the dolphin. So they are all needed, okay? They are all essential, and then the dolphin can carry on living his or her happy little life swimming around the ocean, probably going to look for some more fish, okay? Likewise, there will also be other fish, bye dolphin, bye. There will also be other fish who ate seaweed who will be swimming along and who will then be caught by people, okay? Ooh, there's the net, catches the fish, and they will be caught and they will be taken off to be sold in shops and supermarkets, okay? And so in which case, again, the people who are going to eat those, they needed the seaweed in the first place to give the energy to the fish, so that the fish could then feed the humans, okay? And at the same time, of course, unfortunately, we also have to think about the fact that in this lovely ocean that's full of things like turtles and fishes and dolphins and, what else we got? turtles, fishes, dolphins, narwhals, you know, possibly not everything in the same place at the same time, but you know, in the ocean there is also all the plastic. Okay, there's the bigger plastic that you can see, like the plastic bags and the nets and the leftovers from all the fishing that unfortunately just gets dumped, all the plastic straws and the leftover bits from balloons and cartons and all of that horribleness. And there's also the tiny bits of plastic that we can't even see that are there, that have got all the way down to the very deepest depths of the ocean. So all the time that these little creatures are swimming around, they are unfortunately taking in those tiny little pieces of microplastic as well. Okay, so even when they don't die of getting caught in the plastic, as we very upsettingly see sometimes, they are still swallowing it and taking it in, unfortunately. So that is the little introduction, bye, to food chains. Now go and learn some more about it in the PowerPoint below.